Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the 4-String Strummer, the channel. It's all about ukuleles. This week we're going to do an old Beatles tune. We haven't done a Beatles tune in like forever. So we're going to go with our old favorite, Obla-Dee, Obla-Da. All right, let's dive in. All right, this is a great one for parties and stuff because everybody knows the chorus. Easy to sing and easy to remember the words. Everybody knows it. All right, so it starts with C. Desmond had a barrow in the G marketplace. You can go to G7. Molly was a singer in the C band. Desmond said to Molly, girl, you can go to C7 here if you want to. I like your face, F. And Molly C says this as she G, or G7, takes him by the hand back to C. And then the chorus goes, Obla-Dee, stays on C. Obla-Dee, Obla-Da, life goes G on A minor, bra, back to C. La la, have the G, goes back to C. Again, Obla-Dee, Obla-Da, life goes G, A minor, C and G and C. Okay, so that's the verse and the chorus. And then there's a little part, in a couple of years, the bridge, I guess they call that. In a couple of years, so you go to F. In a couple of years, they had built a home, sweet home scene. And we'll do a little embellishment there in a minute. F. And a couple of kids running in the yard. Back to C. Desmond and Molly G. You can go to G7. And then it goes back to C again, and then you can go back to the verse. All right, let's talk about a few little embellishments. We're not going to get too carried away this week, but a couple of fun little things we can do as well as the strumming. All right? All right, so for the strumming, you can use your paintbrush here. Desmond had a barrow in the marketplace. So it's just hit it with your thumb on the top string, brush with your fingers, just like that. Molly was a singer in the band. Now, if you want to start to bring your thumb back up for the sledgehammer strum, you can do that also. So basically, you're hitting with your thumb, sledge, hammer, sledge, hammer. Desmond had a barrow in the marketplace. Molly was a singer in the band. And then, as always, you can mix and match those up if you want to. You can just go with sledgehammer sometimes and then mix in a few paintbrush. Whatever you want. Desmond had a barrow in the marketplace. Molly was the singer in the band. Desmond, just like that. All right, now let's talk about a couple little embellishments that you can do throughout the song to give it a little bit more variety and make it sound extra cool. All right, let's go. Okay, so first of all, the thing we're going to talk about here is using a chuck. So the chuck is basically all you're doing is you're strumming, and then as the strum comes down, you don't just let the strings ring, you actually mute them with the base of your thumb. Okay, this part right here. Hear it? Like that. Desmond had a barrow in the marketplace. Molly was a singer in the band. Okay? You don't want to do it all the time because it just will sound horrible, to be honest. But to throw it in once in a while, give you a little bit of rhythm, that's a cool thing you can do. Another thing you can do that will give you a similar type of a result is what I call the pump. So you're basically just pumping your fingers in and out like that. And what that does is it deadens the strings in much the same way. So as I'm playing, hear it? If you watch my fingers here, you'll see all I'm doing is loosening my grip. Hear how it deadens it? Just like that. So you can just kind of mix between the two different kinds of chuck sounds, whether you want to do it with your thumb on this hand or whether you want to do it with the pump. Now, when you're doing it with the pump, it really only works well if you're using it on chords where you have probably 3 fingers, like 3 strings covered, 4 strings obviously. It'll kind of work on 2, but you can still hear the other strings ringing. Okay, so on a C it doesn't really work. So what we can do when we're playing the C, if we want to do a little embellishment, we can do a little chord bouncing. So what you're doing here is you're hitting it with your thumb, like that, and then your finger comes off the chord. Down, up. Okay, down, down, up. So when you're coming up, your finger comes off the chord. Like that. Desmond had a barrow in the marketplace. Molly was a singer. And you can do the same thing with your G7. Desmond said to Molly, girl, I like your face. You can kind of do the same thing with the F if you want to. Up to you. But again, it's taking all these different little embellishment tricks and using them where they work best for the song that you're playing. All right, let's talk about one more thing you can do here. So if you're on the part where it goes, in a couple of years they had built a home. You can hear the chuck there, right? A couple of years they had built a home, sweet home. Back to the F. So all I'm doing here is when I go to the C, a couple of years they had built a home, sweet home. 3rd fret, 1st fret, so basically C to C7, open, and then I put my 3rd finger here on the 3rd fret at the 2nd string, back to F. Couple of years they had built a home, sweet home. And a couple of kids are running in the yard. Desmond, Molly, Joan, G7. Okay, and again, just kind of jazzes that sound up a little bit. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can just use the F to C. Years they had built a home, sweet home. And a couple of kids are running in the yard. Desmond, Molly, Jones. Okay, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. More of these little embellishments you got in your toolbox, the more things you can pull out and change your sound a little. All right, let's play the tune. Here we go. Oh, I almost forgot. One more little thing you can do here, extra little embellishment, is our circle strum. So when we do the life goes on, life goes on. Oh, bloody, life goes on. So I hit it and do my circle strum there. So I'm just hitting that top string and I kind of circle around the sound hole kind of a thing. And what it does is it goes bump, 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 and it gives you that staccato sort of a sound. We covered this in another song not too long ago, but like that. Okay, one more time. Oh, bloody, life goes on, life goes on. Oh, bloody, life goes on, life goes on. All right, now we'll play the song. Let's get into it. Here we go. Well, Desmond had a barrow in the marketplace. Molly was a singer in the band. Desmond says to Molly, girl, I like your face. And Molly says she takes him by the hand. Oh, bloody, life goes on. Life goes on. Oh, bloody, life goes on. Life goes on. Desmond takes a trolley to the jeweler's store, buys a 20-carat golden ring. takes it back to Molly waiting at the door, and as he gives it to her, she begins to sing. Oh, blah-dee, oh, blah-da, life goes on. Oh, la, la, how the life goes on. Oh, blah-dee, oh, blah-da, life goes on. Oh, la, la, how the life goes on. In a couple of years, they had built a home, sweet home. The kids are running in the yard, Desmond and Molly Jones. Happily ever after in the marketplace, Desmond let the children lend a hand. Molly stays at home and does a pretty face, and in the evening she's still singing with the band. Oh, blah-dee, oh, blah-da, life goes on. Oh, la, la, how the life goes on. Oh, blah-dee, oh, blah-da, life goes on. Oh, la, la, how the life goes on. In a couple of years they had built a home, sweet home. In a couple of years they were in the yard, Desmond and Molly Jones. Happily ever after in the marketplace, Molly lets the children lend a hand. Desmond stays at home and does his pretty face, and in the evening he still sings it with the band. Oh, blah-dee, oh, blah-da, life goes on. Oh, la, la, how the life goes on. Oh, blah-dee, oh, blah-da, life goes on. Oh, la, la, how the life goes on. Want some fun, sing oh blah-dee blah-da. Alright folks, another fun one for you. Don't forget, join us on our Facebook group, The 4-String Strummer. They'll put a link down in the description. And don't forget to check out all the beautiful ukuleles that we have available for you here at 4stringstrummer.ca. Alright folks, until we see you next time, keep smiling, keep strumming, and have fun. Maybe with one of these videos right over here. Bye for now.